Hello, second grade writers. Today we are truly finishing the whole story. I hope you have been doing a little bit every day. You'll do your best work if you have more time. So today we're doing what I called the resolution, but really it's just a wrap up of the whole story. It's like tying the story with a bow, giving that ending of the book or the story that makes someone feel a certain sort of way. You kind of want them to leave with something. So there's a bunch of different ways to do that, and we're going to look at that. But first I'm going to read first my ending again, and then I'll show you why this is just like a little bit more of a wrap up, a way to like leave, like I used to say, like wrapping it up with a bow. So here we go with the ending. Let me read that. The next morning, we walked back to the airport to fly home with our newest family member. We boarded the plane, and she slept the whole way home. Jordan took her out of her crate and held Junie in her arms. The flight attendants oohed and awed over her. Taylor and I couldn't stop touching her and giving her love. So this is truly the last event. That's what happened. And then I'm going to go to the wrap-up. It seemed like just a few minutes, and we heard the clang, shoosh, as the plane's wheels dropped, ready for landing back home in San Diego. We couldn't wait to introduce Junie to the rest of her family. We felt like we were finally complete. So I'm going to show you one of our writing charts. Now, Ms. Crossan used a few of the wrap up ways all in one. You just need to pick one. You can just pick one wrap up. So this is our wrap up, and you guys will have access to this. It should be, it's called wrap up chart, and it is on today's schedule. So these are different ways. In the bold are things, or what we call them. And the first one, I'm just going to read it to you. It says something your readers can remember. So remember, even though your little sister might be a pain, she's still your sister, and you should be nice. It's kind of the end, and that would be the end of it, the end of the story. We don't say the end in second grade. We don't write the end, but this is the ending, okay? Another one is a big feeling, leaving the author or leaving the reader with a big feeling. The day felt like a success. We didn't win the game, but we all bonded as a team. Here's another example. As we drove away, I thought of how much fun we'd had. And here's a third example. And these are all for big feeling. They're different. They wouldn't be in the same story. They're all three different stories. I hope you understand that. And then this is another one. After all that happened, I knew my mom would always stand by me no matter what. So those are three different ways, three different examples of using a big feeling. So think about if you could use a big feeling, something, how do you feel about the end of the story? Now, if you look back at my example, I kind of did big feeling right here. We felt like we were finally complete. That's kind of a big feeling wrap up right there. So that's one of the things that I used. And something you learned, you could write about something you learned. Depending on what your story is about, you're going to pick the one that works the best for your story. I learned that lying just gets me into worse trouble. Next time, I will be brave, tell the truth, and face the consequences. And then here's another one, and it's something your readers should do. Put down the junk food and pick up an apple. You'll feel better if you eat healthier. And again, it depends on what your story is about, and it depends if you're going to tell your readers to do something. That works a lot of times when we're doing different kind of writing, but if it works for your story, go ahead and use it. Advice is always a fun one to end with, and here's a couple three different ways, three different examples of using advice. If you ever think about picking up a wooden stick from the forest, make sure it's not a snake. And then sometimes you just have to trust your little brother when he says he's sick. And here's the third example. If you're thinking about going skydiving, take my advice. Stop thinking. And then here is a circle ending. A circle ending, and this is, I'm just going to describe it. A circle ending is using something, a word, onomatopoeia, an action, what someone said, take one of those things and use it that was used in the beginning of the story, and then use it at the end of the story. So that's what Miss Crossan did in hers. I did onomatopoeia at the beginning, and we were in the airplane, and at the end of the story, I also did the onomatopoeia, and we were back in an airplane. So that's why it's a circle ending, because we started in an airplane and we ended in an airplane. So that is right here. Here's the clang and the swoosh. And as the plane's wheels dropped, ready for landing back home in San Diego. So it takes you full circle from getting into the airplane and landing in Iowa to landing in San Diego. So those are a few things that you could use for your wrap up, for your very last page, your resolution wrap up. Take some time, and you might even try a couple. So do one. Look at all of them, think about what's going to work best with your story, and then choose one. And then maybe try that and read it, and then maybe try another one and see if you don't like that one better. So you guys, you have some time, you can do that. Go ahead and do your very, very best work, because this is what we're going to leave. This is like the the bow at the end, and you want to make sure that it looks beautiful. This is making your story look beautiful. So do your very best work, guys. I'm really, really proud of the effort that you're putting in, and I can't wait till we can all share them with each other. So this is going to be great. So thank you guys for your hard work again, and get to it.